It does look that there is now a big gully between the North and the South in government's policy. Announcement made by the Federal Airport Authority of Nigeria, Aviation Authority of Nigeria, and the Central Bank of Nigeria in wanting to move some segments of or departments of their operation to Lagos has caused a lot of distrust between some people, especially some northern elites believe that decision is largely political. And in fact, one of the senators from the north, from Borno State, Senator Ali Ndume, on Politics Today on Channels Television has said, warning that it will have a political repercussion if they go ahead to do it. I mean, this is another issue that is speaking to the unity of Nigeria. It is in this Tinubu's Nigeria.
Yes, you see, you do not have some basic characteristics that I think political leaders in Nigeria, especially in the South, need to be able to accept before you can be able to do something right in the North. Like, we are very conservative in the North, and any conservative society worldwide have two major characteristics. Number one, they are protectionist now, and number two, apart from being protectionist, they try as much as possible to preserve their identities. And the centrist in terms of government, approach to governance is usually centrist in any protectionist society. So the political leadership in Nigeria over time was able to bundle both the economy and politics in one. Meanwhile, the political leadership is supposed to be central, like it's supposed to be decoupled to some degree with the economy. And the decision taken on the central bank mobility, or maybe the relocation, has to do exclusively with the economy. And we have reached a point where in Nigeria today we have to accept ourselves whether we are going to continue with the military centrist approach to government or whether we want to democratize our systems. If you look at where we pick our democracy from, for instance, United States of America, they have a central bank, which they call Federal Reserve. And the Federal Reserve itself has about 12 other regional Federal Reserve systems. The operational angle, the Board of Governors, the chairman, and I think also the committee that regulates their open market committee, they call it Federal the Open Market Committee. These are the offices that stayed central. But all other operational units of the central banking system in the United States is decentralized. That's why you have 12 from Boston to Cleveland to New York and other things. And again, in the US, they're equivalent to what we have as banking supervision is managed from New York, similar to the way we have Lagos today, because almost all the headquarters of Nigerian banks are sitting in Lagos, with the exception of Jaiz, Taj, and Unity Bank, I guess, and some other banks. Almost all the headquarters are sitting in Lagos. So it makes it clear for banking supervision to take place where the banking headquarters are. This is a purely economic decision. It has no any political kind of arrangement where, you know, some people take it as a political move. Why? Because the politics and the economy are bundled together. Again, you have another department, this OFID, other financial institution department. Most of the fintech companies, microfinance bank, mortgage banks, head offices are also in Lagos. So it makes sense for this department to operate from where they are supposed to be more effective in delivering public service for the benefit of public good. But because of this structure and the way even the government communicated it and a lot of confusion, we now have a situation whereby people are now beginning to see it as political. It's not actually a political move. It is a very strategic economic
Why
move.
are some northern elites angry about it?
Yeah, that's why I said because we bundle politics and economy together, we have issues in decoupling them when we see these kind of things happening. Once the president who come from Lagos, or maybe I'm the president of Nigeria and I come from Yola, and I saw that in Yola we have River Benue. It has the largest structure of Benue distribution, the River Benue distributions in the country. Why can't I set up in central bank intervention system around the river basin development in Yola. They will say, because you come from Yola, you are pushing the central bank office to operate from Yola. Meanwhile, it's purely for the development of the river basin of Nigeria. So this is exactly how I think we should look into this. It has no any political interest behind the decision.